welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you my no foundation makeup routine. I think when we have those really good skin days, it's a good idea to let our skin breathe and just use as little coverage as possible. So I'm going to show you step by step on how I achieved this look, sort of very minimal makeup and just very natural, letting your skin show through. So let's go ahead and hop into the tutorial for this no foundation makeup look. I hope you guys will enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Let's get into the look. Let's do this. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get started. My skin is clean. I did use a little bit of my toner. I use this every morning just to kind of cleanse my skin. I just spray it onto a cotton pad and swipe it all over my face. And then I always use an SPF, and this is currently my favorite. This is from the brand Devita, and it's their Solar Protective Moisturizer. It has SPF 30. I love this. It is amazing. So I have already applied those two products to my face. And at this point, you can go ahead and go in with your primer. Now, if you're new here, maybe you don't know, but I don't like using primers. 9 times out of 10, they always break me out. And I feel like they really don't do a whole lot for me personally. So now that our skin is prepped and ready to go and moisturized, I'm going to start off with the concealer. And the concealer I am using today is the Wet n Wild Makeup Stick Concealer. This is super creamy, super emollient and pigmented. So I'm just going to apply this concealer anywhere where you want to conceal any issues. It might be redness, it might be hyperpigmentation, discoloration. I, for one, have dark under eye circles, so I'm just going to apply a little bit under there, and then I'm also going to apply a little bit down the center of my nose and along the sides. I seem to have a lot of discoloration around there as well. And then of course, if you have any sort of acne spots, I have a couple that are healing. They're not active. I wouldn't suggest going straight in with the concealer stick over an active breakout. You might want to use a brush or something else. So when I'm doing my no foundation look, I like to use brushes to apply any sort of cream products, especially concealer. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush, and I really like this brush because it has this sort of like fluffy, dense bristles that really just blend and press the product into the skin. So I'm just going to gently pat and blend this concealer out. You want to make sure that this is blending into the skin. We don't want to have raccoon eyes or anything like that, or any streaks, so just make sure to pat and blend the concealer in very well. The next product I'll be using is the NYX HD Concealer in the shade Porcelain. So I really love going in with a lighter concealer. This is just going to add a little bit more brightness, and I'm not adding too much. Again, this is, you know, light coverage here. I'm going to add a tiny bit to my nose, and that's it. Like, we're just barely adding a little extra, just to add a little bit more brightness. But of course, you can totally skip this step if you don't have dark under eye circles and you're like the luckiest person on planet Earth where you don't have to deal with that. Then girl, go ahead and skip this step. But I need a little bit of extra brightness underneath my eyes. So for eyeshadow primer today, I'll be using the Jordana Continuous Almond Eyeshadow Stick. I'm just going to apply a little bit of this to my eyelids, and this is just, again, going to prevent any creasing. And if you do want to throw on a little shadow to go with this super natural look, you can do it, and it'll help everything last all day. And I just use my finger and gently pat that in and blend that out. So now we want to set all these cream products with a powder, and my favorite one from the drugstore is the Coverall Pressed Powder from Wet n Wild. I love this because it has great coverage. I'm just going to use the e.l.f. complexion brush today and pick some of this up. I'm going to really work my brush into this powder because I do want to get as much coverage as possible. So I'm just going to gently pat this all over. So to sort of finish off the face, I like to add a little bit of warmth. Since it's all sort of one color, we want to add a little bit of dimension. And I usually just go in with a bronzer and call it a day. I don't even bother with blush, but I will add a little bit of highlight. So I've been really loving my Wet n Wild Original Dolce de Leche Contour Duo, and I really like this shade here because it's almost like a bronzer slash contour shade. It's very light, it's very natural. How I like to apply this powder is in sort of a number 3. So think of the number 3. We're going to start here at the forehead, go under the cheekbone, and then underneath the jaw. We're going to start at the forehead, go under the cheekbone, and then underneath the jaw. And you see how it just creates a little bit of a shadow, but not too much. It's not anything too heavy. I'm just going to use a little bit of highlighter. I like this one from Essence. I'm sorry if this is limited edition. I'm not 100% sure, but this is the Essence Girls Just Want to Have Fun highlighter. And I love this because it's a super, super pale pink. It's almost like an icy pink, but it's super natural on the skin. I really don't like using a really, really intense highlighter. And I'm just going to apply this to the tops of my cheekbones, a little bit above the brow, not much, and I just go a tiny bit down the nose. And again, this is super natural, so it's not going to look like, whoa, she's wearing highlighter today. So to set all of those face products into place, you definitely want to use a setting spray. And my favorite one from the drugstore, which you can find this pretty much everywhere, is the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. I love this. This has really great ingredients. I mean, it has vitamins A, C, and E, has aloe, green tea, and cucumber. It's just really refreshing. It's going to melt all of those products into the skin. Ah, so refreshing. Alright guys, so that completes this no foundation makeup routine. My skin isn't perfect, no one is perfect, but I definitely like this sort of lighter coverage for days where you just want to go out the door, or maybe it's really hot out depending on your climate and where you live in the world. Don't forget to check out the description box for a list of all the products that I used today and that are all from the drugstore. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a really big thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you don't miss out on new videos. I will see you all in the next video, and remember, smarter beauty is better beauty. Bye guys.